We live about 100 metres from a very large river called Tamanpanching Timor River, and we're downhill. And when the rain came, the river burst and came straight down into our house and, literally flooded the whole house up to our thighs.
We have
just want to say, are you okay at the moment to continue this interview, Shelly?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It was very traumatic yesterday.
Yes.
small one.
Especially because my dogs nearly died because they're very little.
Yes. And I understand that those little dogs helped save your life.
Yeah, they were making a really weird sound, and that's what woke me up. And when I went to check on them, I fell over and slipped in the water because I'm disabled, and my cane went straight through the water, and I landed, and then I crawled out, opened the bedroom door, and a whole heap of water just pushed me back because my bedroom door was closed. And then when I finally got up, got to my dogs, and they were in their cage up to their necks because the water pressure had closed the gate, so they couldn't get out, and their heads were touching the cage, and they were screaming for help, basically.
Yep.
So if I hadn't had a person, they would have drowned as well.
Yes, and you were helped by someone else as well. What happened after that? How did you get out of the house?
I didn't.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I got stranded there. No cars or bikes could get in or out. But I have a friend here who runs Let's Help Bali charity. And because no cars or bikes could get she sent one of her security on a push bike. And he rode through floods on a push bike to get to my house to try and help me because I couldn't get to my wheelchair because that was at the front of the house and I was at the back.
Yes.
And there was just way too much water for me to get through. He came in to help me get to my wheelchair and try and help me get out of the house, but there was no way to get me and 4 dogs out, especially with just a push bike. So I had to basically wait it out because emergency services couldn't get to me either because there was just so many people in need.
Yes, of course, there would have been. Shelly, so what did you do in that time while you were waiting it out? What happened towards the end? Did those floodwaters recede after a while?
Yeah, so as the water kept coming in and in, I barricaded myself in my bedroom and put doonas, towels, clothes, anything I could shove up against the door to try and stop it. Because it got, like I said, thigh high through the rest of the house. But in my bedroom, I only got to knee high because I kept putting clothes and stuff there. And I just waited it out on my bed until one of my neighbours came to check on me, climbed over the wall and into my property. And my front door was unlocked, so he opened that and that let a lot of the water out. And then he said, we can't get out, but we want to make sure I was okay. And I said, yeah, I'm just going to stay here. And then I waited out, and all my friends here and Amanda from Let's Help Bali and all my expat friends just kept ringing in, video calling, making sure I was okay. That's actually what got me through, was all of them checking on me because I would have probably lost my mind.
Yes, of course. Shelly, you mentioned, you were first alerted of the waters coming in from your dogs. They are heroes. What are their names?
So my youngest is Luna. They're all little mini poms, and then I've got Simba. He's the only boy, and then I've got Honey, which is my oldest, my little girl, the smart one out of the group.
Okay, Luna, Simba, and the other one I can't remember, but they
Honey.
are definitely Honey. They are definitely heroes. Shelly, you've lived in Bali for 15 years. How do these floods and rains compare to what you might have experienced in the past since you've been there?
I've never experienced anything like this. I've lived in this particular house for 7 years. We get flooding every year because we're close to the river and lots of rain, but only ever to the carport and maybe up to the first steps of the house, never inside the house. And I've never experienced anything like yesterday at all, ever, since I've lived here.
Yes, And do you get a sense that you were given enough warnings beforehand? Were you given a text message to say that the floodwaters are coming, there are heavy rains?
There was no warning. It came out of nowhere. This time of year, we normally don't get rain. It's dry season. It came out of nowhere. The night before I actually wake up to the flooding, 4 a.m. it was dry in my house because I got up to and was checking on the dogs. And when I came back in the forced drive, and about 5:30, I think I fell asleep, but I didn't.
You got this
The
one.
door was closed. I didn't know or hear any water. Just lots of rain and thunder, and that was it. I woke up. The next thing I know, I'm waking up to my dogs making really weird noises, and opened the door and got knocked over by heaps of water.
Yeah, can you give us a sense of how much damage your home has experienced?
The wallet.
I did send some photos and videos through, but it was the water's left a mark on my wall. It was just
The mirror quality.
below my thighs, above my knee, but below my thighs. And the mud was probably like this thick. It's left black all the way along, which we can't even get off. They had to be scraped out because all the mud from the river. It was very, very thick. And that was through every room. It was just everywhere, the mud. And yeah, it's just left a watermark all the way across. The walls are all really severely damaged. And we've lost a lot of furniture as well. Beds have to be thrown out, and wardrobes and TV cabinets. Anything that was wood basically has to be thrown out.
Of course, that's awful to hear. But how are you now placed? Do you have a place to live at the moment?
Oh, this is our only residence. So my husband's not here at the moment. He's in Java. So lucky for him, but unfortunate for me, I was home alone. So I have some friends who've offered to put me up, but the problem is my dogs. I can't leave my dogs. And most hotels won't allow dogs, so I've decided to stay because my dog's there. I can't leave my dogs.
Okay, so you're going to stay.
So I've got lots of people who came today to help me clean.
Sure. So you are going to be there for the time being. What plans do you have to get things repaired, or is this something you just can't think about at the moment?
No, 6 o'clock this morning, I had friends show up who started scraping out all the mud into the carport, and then we also had some other people. And then we had to get someone else who came in to help lift up all the stuff that we used to barricade the door with, because that's just all wet, all the doonas and pillows. We threw all that out. We can't really use it. It's just covered in mud.
Yes.
And yeah, it's going to take probably another 4 or 5 days to get it to the pre-livable condition that it was out. And then we'll start on the walls when they're dry.
Okay, and how disruptive have these floods and rains been for residents like yourself in Bali and in other businesses as well?
Really bad. We've had a lot of roads that have collapsed, and big holes have just opened up in the middle of the roads.
Never full. Inside out.
One truck I know of in particular was driving, and then the road collapsed underneath it, and half the truck's in, half the truck's out. So it's like stuck in a big hole in the middle of the road. And a lot of the water it's receded, but not completely. So a lot of places have still got a lot of water, at least probably past the ankle height.
We really do appreciate your time speaking with us, and we are glad that you are well and hope you have a good recovery. Thank you so much.
Thank you.